Hi, this is Eddie Halliwell, hanging out here on Miami Beach with professional rock stars. Fire it up.
Alright.
Hey, what's up? It's Eddie here, hanging out with Eddie Halliwell. We're still at the Beatport party, but we decided to come over to the ocean. What's up, Eddie?
Sound you, Teddy, right?
I'm doing great, I'm doing great. Now, for all of those of you out there who may or may not know, Eddie just got voted new #1 DJ for MIXMag magazine, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
#1 DJ is a big title.
Yeah.
You're going up with Danny Tanagra and Paul Van Dyke and Tiesto right now.
You know, the people who are in that poll, you know, I was just like gobsmacked to be part of it. It's the second, to be honest, well, it's the second year, 2003, they voted as #1, and I was like taken back by it to win it a second time on the trot. It's like fantastic. I just love and appreciate all the support that people give us.
How long have you been DJing now?
Say professionally out in the clubs and out around is 5 or 6 years. Yeah, about 5 or 6 years, but a hell of a long time before that, before I ever approached any club. So it's, I mean, actually started probably 10 or 11 years ago. Yeah.
And now, before, of course, DJing, you went to, you know, were you a raver yourself? You went to all the parties back in the day, you know, growing up in the scene? Or?
Yeah, during my school days, I was making the old fake IDs to get my passage into a club, and you know, just trying to look older. Yeah, I was going when I was about sort of 15 as a club. Yeah, so just that's where you learn all your stuff in the club.
Do you have a residency?
I used to, not really anymore. I used to hold residencies at Gatecrasher a few years ago, various other clubs like new club in England called Grief. But now there's that many international dates. It's sort of your gigs are spread out all over the world, and sort of just the UK dates are more just very exclusive and not like residencies as such, because you're not there as much. You know what I mean? These days.
Are you traveling more around the world weekends or during the weekdays too? I mean, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, no, the big gigs are usually over the weekends, but sometimes entails you being away for a few weeks. Because like this weekend, I just come up from Puerto Rico, did sort of a festival out there, but it meant coming over to here. So obviously we've been away for a couple of weeks, and before that was like a 3-week tour of Australia and East Asia. So the gigs are over the weekends, some are in midweek, but it's predominantly at the weekends, but it means being away for a long length of time.
Are you that's great. Are you scheduling it so that you can actually enjoy all these places that you're going to, or is it go to the club, do the gig, and get out?
To be honest, it's that is it a lot of the time where you're just in and out of a place, but there is like the odd exception, like for now, for example, we're on the beach this week, get to spend a few days, you know, getting a bit of sunshine, hopefully.
Yeah. It's a little hazy right now. Yeah. We got some clouds blocking us, but that's all right.
Yeah, I mean, it is a lot of the time you're in, you're out, you're on a plane, you're in a hotel, you go to the club. So.
And how long are your sets?
Mate, it's usually around 2 hours. Yeah.
Oh, it's a short amount of time, 2 hours. You haven't hit the 5-hour, 10-hour market yet.
To be honest, I'm not I've never, I mean, there's been options to do things like that. I'm never a great fan of doing that because I like to put so much energy into my set, and as soon as you're on, bang, you're straight into it. You know, dancing around. I wouldn't. The 5 hours, I'm thin enough as it is. I'll be wasted away after 5 hours.
So, for all those bedroom DJs that are out there, how much time do you put into your set? You know, before you go out to play.
It takes. There's aspects. There's all sorts of things we've been doing, but it dominates 100% of my time. You know, everything I'm doing is focused towards, you know, the DJing all the time. There's loads of people. It's a lot more, obviously, being on the road. It's a lot more difficult when you're away like this to be sort of practicing. But any time I get at home, I relish opportunities to practice. And before I started travelling around doing gigs, every spare moment at home was spent practicing. But now it's also great because music is digital. You can be doing a hell of a lot of work on your laptops, like editing tracks and various other things, and you store all your music on hard drives and what, so you can be doing a hell of a lot while you're on the plane or wherever you are in your hotel room. So, but as soon as I get home, it's hands-on physical practice.
And you're spinning more CDs than vinyl?
Yeah, it's predominantly these days it's more CDs because obviously that's what.
I mean, it's easy to carry, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I'm not knocking you for it. Personally, at this point in the game, I feel like CDs, vinyl, with the way all the systems have become digitized and everything, you can't. No, the audience doesn't know the difference if you're playing vinyl or not. You know?
Well, no, that's the thing with it. It was like when Pioneer sort of hit the market with the CDG 1000, it took over. You know what I mean? It hit the spot. Before that, was various pieces of equipment that weren't just right. But now that's hit the market. Everyone's like sending the music out via downloads or whatever in CDs. So that's what I mean. Predominantly, a lot of is played off the CD, but I carry a few scratch tools in my bag around because that's where you've learned. That's you've grown up with vinyl, you know what I mean, grown up on the turntables, and I'm heavily into the technical aspect of DJing, and the scratch tools I feel more comfortable, you know, doing stuff with them. It's more fluent, you know, things off by heart more.
You do a lot of scratching yourself?
Yeah, and chopping up, and that's the thing. It's great to be able to have that aspect to it, as well as obviously learning the new things with the new equipment. You can be learning all day long. So.
And how many pieces of gear? What kind of effects are you using in your set?
Various things. I mean, recently we've been working with Pioneer. We did a sort of a tour with the new DJM 909 mixer last year.
What does that do?
It's a phenomenal scratch mixer. I mean, you can adjust it to how you want, exactly how you want the faders. You can have the curves exactly how you want. The tension you can adjust on the fader. On top of that, in the scratch world, they've put a bank of 50 effects, touchscreen effects on the mixer, which has not really been seen in the scratch world. So, as soon as that mixer came out, I was like in love with it, you know. And it's a
touchscreen mixer.
The effects are touchscreen, so you can be really quick with them. And it's like 50 effects on each channel. It's only 2 channels, which is a bit of an iffy side to it, but it'd be like,
it's just the beginning.
Yeah, but it'd be great if it was free. But you can have like 2 effects running over 1 channel, and obviously with it being touchscreen, you can adjust it all off the cuff straight away, and you can see exactly what you're doing. It's just a great creative DJ tool.
Do you have a particular effect that you're more prone to use?
There's various ones. I mean, you've got on the mixer, you've got 3 banks where you can have 3 different effects in each bank, and use various things, like from the sort of a delay to the duck echo to the you've got your trans, which is a transformer effect. There's loads of them in there, but yeah, I mean, I've got my favourites in the 3 banks, so when they're just all at hand.
Candy store, huh?
Yeah, I love it. That's what I say, when you get home, that's my first thought on my mind.
and what's it feel like, you know, when you open up the magazine, you see that you're #1 now? Are all these other companies with effects saying, "Hey, try our product," and you know they send you the products to, you know, as tests, you know, see what you like, and then who's going to sponsor you? Did all that start coming your way?
Well, yeah, there is, but to be honest, I've been also working with Pioneer with the FX 1000 as well. This is a new effects unit we've brought out, which is so good to use. It's so like, well, you know, it does exactly what you want it to do. So it's a nice piece of equipment to use. Pioneer, for me, you know what I mean. You've hit the spot with the equipment, and that's what I'm loving, and that's where the relationship come from my love of their equipment. Like the 909 was a predominant piece of equipment that I targeted them for, and I was buzzing, you know what I mean. We set up the 909 tour back last year, and we're hoping to do something again shortly. But as I say, you know, there's a piece of equipment out there. I always enjoy using what I love, you know, and that's Pioneer really hitting the spot at the minute.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people and a lot of DJs that I've been talking to have been saying the same thing about Pioneer. Yeah. Thank you, Pioneer. Thanks, Pioneer. Hey, Pioneer, professional rock stars, we want you to join us too, you know. Yeah. And have you been putting out, like back in the rave days, it would be tapes. Yeah. You know, how do you find out about the new DJ? Tape, get a tape, get a tape. Have you been putting out compilation CDs, you know, before you started getting going, so that people can hear what your mixes are like?
We were doing things like that, but to be honest, the CD thing I've always been against in a way, as a sense. I know you've got to do it to get before you have any gigs, to get your name out there and do things like that, but I was always like worried of it, because you could never put down onto a CD how you perform live, you know what I mean? So I've done things in the past, but I've sort of tried to not do too many of them. But the main thing that I did that sort of helped get recognised was a cover mount CD for MIXMag, and I've done 3 cover mounts for and the first one was a Bosch, that sort of helped get your name out. But to be honest, I feel, you know, when you do CDs, it's not how you play live, because when you're playing live, you're just off the cuff, you're throwing things in, just doing. But you never on a CD, you're never going to really do that, because you want it to sound all like tidy and clean. But it just, you feel detached sometimes when you're doing a CD. It's totally different for me personally when you're playing live. I like to just get stuck in there straight away and mucking around, chopping and changing things. Where if you listen back to that on a tape in a car, it might not sound, because you can't see what's happening.
Right, you're not catching the moment.
You're not seeing what's going into it, the energy from the DJ, so it might not come across. So that's what I always try. You know, I mean, when I'm playing live, it's totally different to when you do, say, a compilation mix or a radio mix. Because I do a radio show called The Residency of Radio 1 in England. It's like, because the audience isn't physically in front of you, you sort of, well, I personally treat it differently in a way, because people are listening to it in different environments, in the car, they've got the radio turned on at home, or when they listen to a compilation. They're not in a club, you know what I mean? They're not seeing the DJ, so it's a different feel for me doing mixes like that.
And how do you think? What broke the doors open for you? Is really what I want to ask. You know, there's so many DJs out there, so many.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, the last 6 years you've been running around doing your thing, and what do you think made the doors open up for you? Was it who you knew? Did you run into somebody along the way and you got hooked up, or was it just the music was just so solid that people were like, hey, we want to talk to you?
To be honest, I think it's great. It's support from sort of friends and family has been very, very a big thing. You know what I mean? And from that support has come things like the compilations. And I go back to the MIXMag CD. That was a thing that sort of broke a name in the UK and helped get people to focus.
But how did you even get to that? You know, to get to the mix
it's
CD?
people's, to be honest, support and help them. Because
fans.
Yeah. That's the thing with people, like giving you opportunities, and then obviously people in the clubs showing you support by coming to the gigs to listen to you. But to be honest, it was through sort of like my friends and family actually pushed us out at a time, because I wanted to keep practicing and learning more and more. And it was at a point where I was being told by my friends and my family, my brother, like, right, you've got to get out there and do it now. And I realised myself it was a time to do it, or else I'd be cracking on, you know. Just keep practicing, and I always want to keep bettering myself all the time. So I'm still like that now, you know. I want to learn new things and keep bettering yourself. And so it took those people to make me realise, bang, you've got to get out there and do something now. Because that was like 5 years before getting like the setup and realising DJing is what I wanted to do. It took 5 years of me collecting music and practicing before I approached anybody. So it's the friends and family are the ones who sort of kicked it off. Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah,
no, that's great. I'm all about the family support. You know, I mean, it becomes the home base. It becomes what you feel comfortable with. You know, especially the further you go in your career, the less people you can trust.
Yeah,
it's just it's unfortunate, but really in this business, it becomes something that's truthful. It's like the people that are your base, you can always turn around to, that you know will give you an honest opinion and help you out. They're going to be there.
Everyone will definitely tell me, you know what I mean, that was rubbish. You know what I mean?
Right,
They'll tell you.
My boys, I remember when I first started learning how to DJ, my boys would be like, "You suck, boo!" You know, don't quit your day job. I'd be like, "Yeah, right." So obviously I'm not DJing, I'm doing this, but that's okay.
So no, it's great to have that, and you know, you have a family. My brother now works with, he's out here, he works with me doing stuff. So yeah, we really appreciate that support. And
now, where are you spinning in the conference? Is this your first Winter Music Conference?
No, this is my fourth or fifth, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, just tomorrow I'm at the Wet Grooves party at I think it's the Albion Hotel, which was formerly it was at Shelbourne. I was there last year just listening, you know, to your DJs. It was a wicked event, so I'm really looking forward to playing that. And then,
yeah, I'm looking forward to going myself. We'll be there. We'll be hanging out tomorrow.
Quality, a few beers, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And then doing the AM only party at Nocturnal, and then one I can't wait for his Ultrafest on Saturday.
Yeah. Alright, we're going to be at all the same parties, so we'll be hanging out a lot.
I don't know what state we're going to be in, but I end it.
We'll check in with each other. We'll hold each other up. If you got my back, I got yours. I'll make sure I won't fall, you make sure you don't fall. Alright, well, I want to thank you for your time. This is great. I'm looking forward to everything.
Cheers, mate.
Pleasure meeting you. This is Teddy and Eddie hanging out, Fresh and the Rock Stars. We'll see you later. Cheers.